Alrighty, y'all. What is good? This is going to be the first and only, most likely, um, trade breakdown or today with TM for free for the free people for Friday, July 11th. So let's get into it. Basically, how we run these is we go over our trades for the day, we break them down, go over our confluences, go walk you through the trade and why we took it and what we saw. And then we also will go over how the market moved and kind of the market structure that we built for the day and what we're expecting for the next day or the next week in this sense for being Friday. But I mean, it's still only 9, so it's still only 2.5 hours into open. But I'll go in a bit into what we're doing right now and kind of what I'm probably expecting for the rest of the day. So let's do it. So today is no news. It's a no news Friday. So let me just get into, let's first start what I was looking for off open. So let's go over to the 4 hour. Obviously we're in a bit of a consolidation zone on the 4 hour. We're kind of just taking out all-time highs and then dumping and then retesting all-time highs and dumping. So yeah, this kind of just looking at market structure on the higher time frame. I caught this long with you guys on the 7th. So earlier this previous week before I went to San Diego. I believe that was Monday or Tuesday, something like that. And this was our level. I believe we actually had a precise level here. And the reason I'm going over this is market structure. So we took longs off the CE of this 15-minute, which aligned. We had much more time frame alignment and much more of our model that we break down with that. But that was kind of like our level for this day. And it definitely printed. There definitely was another OTE entry as well with that. Here, as you can see here, the TM pocket definitely played out pretty nicely to those relatively equal highs, but I don't know why I'm yapping about that. So the reason I pointed that out, right, is on the 4 hour. We're in a bull market. We're running, okay? Don't fight the trend on the higher time frame. That's what I'm fully against. And this should be our higher time frame. What's it called? Protected low. So this is a protected low. Don't really have any more draws and liquidity to the downside in this sense. And I'm expecting, if we look at today, the 11th, for that to be held, right? For these lows to be held. So let's get into that, right? So 1 hour, if we go to this, where was open? It was 6 a.m. right here. We had an SMT with ES at Asia lows. So I was bullish. We had this low, or this SMT here. And if we go to the 15-minute, we actually made a breaker block or a unicorn, as you can call it, on the 15-minute during pre-market or actually during overnight, right? So we had a low. This is going to be a bit of a longer one. We had a high. We had a lower low. And we had a higher high, right? And how this would be a unicorn is we made a bullish 15-minute, which I said was a very nice entry for longs here at CE of that, right? So as you guys can see, that definitely played out. So I wanted to see if this was going to be respected. I know we were dumping off of open, but I wanted to see our order blocks be held in place. And if we had retaken that SMT out or even retaken this 15-minute low here, the breaker block would have been taken out and I would have looked for a bearish market for the day. However, we did not. We respected it. Let me go to the lower time frame and show you how I mapped that out and kind of looked at it. So we can even go start in the mid time frame, look at the 5-minute. Obviously, we created this BPR. A lot of people took shorts off of this. So BPR is a balanced price range. We had a bullish for value gap and we inversed it and we made a bearish for value gap, as you can see here. That is a BPR. A lot of people took shorts. I noticed if we go to the 1 minute, this is looking at time frame closes and all of this. How you could have stayed out of this was 647 here when we had a nice V-shaped recovery. Our level was being respected. Our SMT held. That's why I said I'm still looking for longs. We pumped right through it, right? And we actually inversed it right away. So what I noticed was I actually had a long limit at somewhere around like up here or down here, something like this. Never got it. And my target for that long was this higher 15-minute. We had a lot more confluence for this to be my level. If you're in the free live, you saw that. But if you weren't, then that's all you get to know. But yeah, it's your fault for being lazy and not joining. So this is like the long I wanted. Missed me by a few points to this 15-minute high or our TM level, which it definitely played out. A lot of people caught these longs, which is great. But we never got that. So let's get into our trades that we took for the day because I'm yapping. So once we displaced off of our level. Looked very bearish. Initial reaction was very nice. This was anybody who took shorts off of this 1 minute was kind of dumb because we still had our draw. We never hit our level, and we had made an unprotected high. So this is an unprotected high. This is for an area where I would look for a soup. Multiple reasons why this is an unprotected high. No V-shaped recovery, no inverses to the downside. This 3 minute was held. We can even go to the 2 minute. I guess there wasn't really anything. And even this like tiny 1 minute here was respected. So yeah, this is an unprotected high here. So I'm expecting a soup to take out this unprotected high into our level to make a protected high. So once that was created, I was bearish. I was looking for shorts. I actually had a limit sell, was an OTE play, and also the 2 minute, 3 minute was my entry. So I had a limit sell right here. And as you can see, we missed my entry by not even 2 points. Targets, my area for longs. I'll get into that. But this exact entry or exit that Matt took, or a lot of you guys took right here for Matt's trade, which printed 50 points. But yeah, that happens, right? Now getting to Matt's trade. If we go to the 5 minute, we broke structure. We put in a bearish order block here, and we, what was it? Was it on the 3 minute we inversed, I believe? Yeah, this huge 3 minute confirmed our bearish bias for this area, and Matt took a retest entry off of that 3 minute, retest of the inverse, and also 2 minute and a 1 minute gap, right? Was this his entry? Wait, no, it was right here. Yeah, there's the entry. So that was his entry. His targets, we still have not hit the unmitigated 15, as you guys can see here. So he entered on this 15-minute closure, or no, not 15, my bad, 30-minute. So as you guys can see here, external to internal liquidity. So this unmitigated 30-minute, we put in the 1 hour there as well, and we actually had the new 4 hour open. So I was fine with him taking shorts because I wanted that wick to be put in for my longs. So yeah, there was his break-even point. And clear draw, we still didn't hit it, so this is kind of a free trade, free break-even trade. Entry, Matt saw 5 points of drawdown, beautiful trade, and yeah, it printed 50 points. So there is that. And now let's get into my longs. So let's go start on the 30-minute. So as you guys can see here, we created this 30-minute gap. Let me delete these. Bullish 30-minute, and we also had the 1 hour close on the, we made a bullish 1 hour, and this is actually a BPR as well, so balanced price range. Look at that, nice, nice, nice. 4 hour looked very nice with our wick, and let's walk through entry now. So why I wanted level longs here at this exact level, we have multiple higher time frame confluences and lower time frame, which I'll get into. But if we take our low of New York open and we take our high New York high, we have OTE of our whole New York range. Okay, not only that, but we have this unmitigated 1 minute here. Let's go to the 5 minute. This unmitigated 5 minute with this order block, we actually tested the inverse as well, and we can I can go over all of our time frames. We had multiple imbalances there. This was a clear area. We had a 15-minute bullish order block in place as well. Okay. And if you guys made it this far, stick to my yapping, and you're actually trying to learn, react with a goat emoji, because respect. A lot of people don't, so a lot of confluence here, right? And that's their fault. They're missing on sauce. So 15-minute order block as well. Now let's get into my entry. So my first entry, as you guys see with my confirmations, both my targets I'll get into as well, was I, again, look for a nice recovery. Boom, we definitely filled pretty heavy, and once we wicked this low, we instantly got this distribution to the upside, which was a pretty nice reaction of 20 points. I actually took equilibrium or CE of this body high to body low, as you can see here. I wanted to see that respect, as you guys can see. Body fill was above, I mean, I guess when you're talking about bodies, you can kind of base it with EQ, so equilibrium of our body, which is a very good bullish sign. And if we go head over to the 5 minute, where I was originally looking for shorts as well, this was my target. Let me move my TP there. And we had these relatively equal highs here. So, boom. Something I forgot to say in Matt's trade is this is a market maker sell model. So what he wanted me to point that out is when we do distribute off a level, we see a bit of consolidation and a dump. Same thing here, dump, consolidation. There's that. So it's a market maker sell model. Okay, back into my trade. So that's exactly where my targets were. Entry was off of that, and my break even was this high. And as you guys see here, if we look at the 5 minute, this is where I got wary. Was we put in this bearish order block. So I wanted to see when we hit CE, I wanted to trail pretty heavy. We hit CE pretty nice, and I originally wanted to have my stop because I was already printing. Again, I was in one mini on both of these trades, so 50 points is a lot for me. I was running a really tight R. First trade was a 9R, and this was a 6.2R. So when we did hit the CE of that, if we're going to continue to be bearish, I wanted to see distribution above it, a smaller retest in a sense. Also to point out, this is a protected low. So I was not, if we're going to continue to be bullish, this low should not be taken out no matter what. Okay. So I was originally going to have my stop in profit here at this body low. But if we go look at our 3 minute, I wasn't expecting such a deep retrace into our gaps. Even the 5 minute, like we had a very bearish candle here, a bearish reaction. So I got a little nervous there, right? So I did put my stop at the bottom of the 3 minute gap, which is like not too much profit, $200 or something like that, 250. So I did get wicked out here, on the first trade. So literally like 10 points of profit, or something like that. So yeah, that trade, small win, but let me go over this reentry. So when I saw this, I was like, okay, 5 minute looks like it's going to continue lower with this reaction. We even respected this gap. I have to see if that protected low and our PD arrays are going to be respected if I was looking for a reentry. A lot of people base reentries with emotions. I don't. Okay? So even though we did have a deep retrace into our PD arrays, closure was above CE of this 3 minute. Looks very nice. We can even base off the 5 minute, like how I caught my entries. If we look at body high to body low or equilibrium of this 5 minute body high, we'd even retrace into that because I wasn't even expecting that. But we did have this lower 2 minute. So these reactions and these body fills gave me an indication that we were long. And once we redisplaced, I took just a 1 minute retest. So when this candle opened at 8:29, I took the bearish wick, entered that, and then it flipped. So this was literally no drawdown trade. This was my break even point. And again, same exact target as our previous position of our long. It was that 5 minute. Definitely could have took this to this high. But again, a 9.2R is just a little bit out of my range. I don't usually tend to go for that. So if I'm in pretty heavy, I'm just going to be okay with my profit. And yeah, those were basically the trades of the day. If I did have a limit sell here originally. If I kept that limit sell at our TM pocket, all I'm pointing out, y'all, is this is like, yeah, that's 100 points. It's kind of crazy, right? Probably stops at 0.79. Bit of more risk here, but yeah, definitely a sniper entry with our levels and what we teach. But other than that, Matt's short caught 50 points. This long caught 50 points, and this first trade was in profit of 46 points. So just about 150 points. I know 3 people took this long with me. This first one and took profit. I said to take profit at this high if you didn't want to be greedy like me, because I'm very greedy. And yeah, so a lot of people took that. So it's 150 points on the live today. I feel like we honestly caught the best trades of the day. Obviously, this original long was very, very nice, but you can't really expect a 80-point push in 5 minutes, if that. And personally, my model doesn't work off of just pure continuations like that, where I just see an instant recovery. I mean, obviously, there was no retest of any PD raise. Even if I know price is going to continue to go up because I did have my targets, that's just not how I trade. So you got to be okay with that. So yeah, those are the trades. Those are our levels. 150 points on the day to end the week. 5 for 5 on the week for me, and I think Matt is 3 or 4 for 5. So it's a very good week. Going over market structure currently is that we found a bit of chop. Our level is still being respected. I know Matt's expecting Asia lows, which is down here, but again, we have an SMT, so I really think we're going to continue to be bullish, in my opinion. We do have this 4 hour that we're still in currently, and the daily looks very bullish to me as well. So again, I'm still bullish. If I was looking for another entry for a long, I don't see like too much. You can kind of base our current leg. If this is after a new hourly open, which it is, so this is after our new hourly open, so I like that. So if we do have like some type of confluence, which we do have CE of this order block, this, yeah, TM pocket doesn't look like a bad entry here as well. So not saying to take it at all, but I will forward test it for fun and let you guys know how this plays. And then my higher targets were those relatively equal highs on the 1 hour. So that's kind of like what I could see as well. Yeah, that's like about it. We'll let this forward test play and kind of see how it goes. But yeah, that's my highest target on the day. Is definitely those relatively equal highs. Maybe all-time highs are coming. You never know. But that is the Today with TM. We went over 3 trades that we took, 150 points, 3 for 3. We went over the market structure that we currently have in my bias. I don't have a bias for next week. I wait till Asia open. I base my biases off of how overnight moves. And other than that, we're in a bull market, and we did a great week. So let's continue to grow. Be in class on Sunday. It's going to be a free class, so everyone show up. And I will see you guys Sunday. Later, y'all.